Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Rad, and in this whole video we're gonna have a weekly tarot message for each star sign that is covering up the week 2nd to 8th of June 2025. And if you do wish to have a personal reading with me, you can go to my website, which link you can find in the description down below. And there at the very front page of the website, you can see full list of my services, also their pricing. So based on your budget and also your needs, you can go for whichever one suits you best. Now, other than that, please keep in mind that not just only your sun sign is important. So if you do know where your moon falls or what your rising sign is, it's important to listen to these forecasts as well. Because listening to your moon sign is going to give you a pretty good idea what kind of how you're going to feel into the week. And if you do know your rising sign and you listen to it, it should give you a pretty good idea how to handle stuff around, while your sun sign should give you an idea what you are going to face. So listening to all three, it should give you a pretty good idea what kind of a week is ahead of you. And with that said, let's start with the first star sign, which is going to be Aries. Now let me shuffle the cards. Hopefully I don't fumble with the shuffle, which happens very often. And I have cards falling down left, right, and center. It's just my hands are very small and I shuffle like it is a normal deck of cards. And yeah, anyway. All right, so for Aries, first card, that will be Knight of Wands here with the following one of the Page of Swords. And the third card that we do have for Aries for you guys, that is going to be the Eight of Cups, and that is going to be the week marked by an individual that is going to be super unhappy of how the circumstances are going on in between you two. So probably they have expected more, or they have hoped for more. Although the situation, at least according to these cards, is going to be as best as it could be. So maybe that's a business partner, or maybe that's a friend who expected too much of the situation. Now, whatever the case, what is going to annoy you going into the week is that this person is going to try to trick their way through, is going to try to kind of like figure out a way how to make things better, only going into making things far worse than they are. And it's very possible that they can put the blame on you. So the best way how you can handle the situation going forward with this person is to just ignore them. It is what it is, right? The situation is as it is. Nothing can be done. Put your attention elsewhere. Put your attention into more productive stuff that can be developed, stuff that can be pushed forward, instead of going into circles with them, kind of like explaining yourself, why things are as good as they could be. And if it is unfulfilling for them, it is pretty much their own problem, if you ask me. So that is for you, Aries. That is your message. And that is what you need to know. That is your guidance for the week. Now going for the next one, that is going to be Taurus. There you go, the fumble. Okay. Justice. Going on second, Wheel of Fortune. And then it is a Four of Cups. So you're going to end up being very, very busy going into this week. There are going to be a lot of aspects. But for example, opportunities, people, etc., that you want to develop relationships with, want to develop projects with, and so on and so forth. So you're going to end up being very, very busy being delivered, enterprises that you wished for through a quite of a seemingly random circumstances. So it's going to feel like luck. And it's not true just for your own peace of mind, if I may put it that way. It is that you have work to get to that stage, getting what you want. Although you may not put such an assessment to it. So just so you know, guys, no one can tell you that you're lucky going into the week. Well, people may try, but they're not going to be true about it. So you're going to get amazing stuff going into the week, and you deserve every single one of them, and then some more. And it will be important, though, to have an accurate assessment over your time expenditure. So very well time management, very well resource management, and very well efforts management as well is going to be imperative for you. That is your message here. This is your play. And how can you do that? Well, you're going to have a pretty accurate assessment. Whatever responsibility, whatever enterprise, whatever endeavor, how much time and resources is going to need, and what is the level of emergency of it. And while you may want to take, I don't know, enterprise B first, your assessment may be that now is the time to address the enterprise A. So your personal wish should be on the bench, at least for going into the week, and go approach all the matters at hand objectively through, again, the accurate assessment you're going to have over the level of emergency, resource expenditure, and so on and so forth. But make no mistake, super busy week for you, where you very seldom gonna have a time on your hands to spend it for yourself. And finally, for you, Taurus, just want to add here that whenever there are other people who's involved when it comes to mutual development, it's going to be important that you take under account yourself as well. So self-accountability, very important. Okay, next one, that will be Gemini. Page of Wands, Ace of Wands, and then it is a Four of Swords. So you're going to have some kind of an offer or a opening of an offer. What I mean is that this offer may already had came, and you taking up the offer going into the week, realizing that this offer is so much more than it was presented. So I don't know how to even put it into words. That is a person who can open up, at least at that stage, the world in front of you in whatever aspect that offer comes. So if it is about love, that person is going to make you experience love like you haven't experienced it before, or if it is a work, it's going to give you work that you never worked before, but you do have the knack for it. It's like in your field of expertise, and you have so much to learn and develop and grow and build up experience into it. So you're going to be presented with so many new stuff. Gemini going into the week, and you need to be like a smudge, absorbing everything that it is given and thrown your way as an enterprise, as an opportunity, as a knowledge, as a mentorship, and everything like that. Because with that person here, for what those cards are showing, you can find an answer. I can't really say a resolution, but an answer to conundrums that you may have asked yourself for a very long time. Business conundrums, personal conundrums, emotional or social conundrums as well. And through going forward with that individual is going to be a time where you will find peace, in a sense of that you will not gonna face the problems you have faced up until this point. Emotional problems, mental problems, monetary problems, and so on and so forth. One thing you need to be mindful though is that in whatever field that person appears, like for example, it appears in your personal life, so you need to address that person personally, in a sense. I don't know how to. Well, I'm going to give it that example. If it appears in your professional life, then a professional relationship it is. It is not your friend, okay? It is not your lover. It is not your emotional dump. It is either your boss or your partner in business, and you need to address them in that way. Nothing more, nothing less. Otherwise, Gemini, there will be you will insult them in a certain way. I don't know how exactly, but that's what the cards display here. It's that there is going to be an insult from your behalf toward them, and things are going to go south from there. Okay, next one, that will be Cancer. King of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, Nine of Wands. Oh, that's an interesting one. You're also going to have a person is the most important aspect for you into the week, and you are going to collide with them. Now, this individual is going to be the perfect match for what you are trying to develop right now, the perfect match for you in terms of love, or the perfect match for you in terms of business, whatever it is your case, and is going to feel like the finger of faith pretty much brought that individual into your life. And the reason why they're there is that your ambitions collided. Whatever ambition you do have, it is the ambition that they have as well. However, what you need to be mindful here, Cancer, is that they cannot stand a role less than a leader. So if you want to develop things with them, you have to let them be on top, for lack of better words here. And what you need to know about them is that they come nothing short of transforming ambition into a very powerful drive. They have the connection, they have the experience, they have the vision, okay? And they have, what should I say, the mental fortitude to weather crisis, where the crisis can arise. And if you decide to go along with that individual, that is going to mark a super positive change in your life wherever that person shows up as. Like I said, it may shows up as a future lover of yours or as a future boss of yours. And also, that is someone that has a very big knack for having fun and drinking from the happiness of life, and therefore, you can socialize with them as well and have a very, very good time after working hours, for example, or even better, if it happens it is someone that you date with. But it's going to be, again, a perfect match. Someone that it does cover up exactly what you need right now from an individual. Okay, next will be Leo. Queen of Cups, a lot of people. Page of Cups. Two of Wands. Right. If that was a personal reading, I would have said that someone is falling in love with you now. Page of Cups and Queen of Cups. Super loyal person that has an emotional attachment towards you. As a general reading, that emotional attachment is going to vary. All right, the emotional investiture is going to vary for different subject of Leo. And what is important here to know it is that this person is someone that you can always rely on to support you morally and emotionally. And to top it all off, that is someone who is extremely discreet. Therefore, whatever you share with them, whatever pain you share or whatever happiness you share, it stays in between you two. So what kind of a role that individual is going to play in your life is going to try to change your sight and your view on the future. And what they are going to opt for is for you to abandon certain paths that you have chosen, whether a path to have someone to date with, or whether a path to work a specific job, or to stand against certain person. You know, it does depend on your individual situation that you are in right now. But they're going to try to change your sight and your view, and to show you that, or make you see that it doesn't worth it. It is your own personal choice whether it's worth it or not. But according to these cards, even if it does worth it to go forward, despite, you know, their plead and their efforts, what they have to offer as a change, because you are gonna, if you do decide to abandon that path you've chosen, you will have to start or embark a new path. So what they have to offer on that new path, at least according to these cards, it's better than the one you are walking on right now. It's better in every single way, in longevity and emotionally as well. So what is going to be your best course of action here, Leo, is to listen to what that person has to say in its fullness and try to plan it out. And if the plan is to your liking, go forth with it. If it isn't, well, then you always have, like I said, you do have something that it is developing currently, so you don't have to abandon it. Okay, next, that will be Virgo. Seven of, no, that's the Six of Swords, I'm sorry. So Six of Swords. King of Wands. And then it is the Two of Cups. Now, there is quite a lot that is going to be going on for you into the week, so I'm going to try to keep it brief here. There is going to be an opening for you to make a grand move, a huge move that you are going to be genuinely freaked out about, of what kind of a consequences it can have on your life. And you will be wrong in a sense of the consequences. According to these cards, the biggest negative impact on your life is going to have inaction. And doesn't matter how scary it looks, once you take the first step into it, you will see that there was literally nothing to be afraid of, because things can go only uphill from here. And I will try to give you an example, and I will give you an example with love, because the one thing that I'm certain here, it isn't about love at all. Okay, so think of it that you are in love with someone, but that person doesn't know it. And what is going to be the grand move here? Expose your feelings. Go in front of them and just say them everything. Okay, and you are afraid of it, right? The denial, you know, is going to have a huge negative consequences if you are denied. But you are wrong. Even if you are denied, that is going to have a better consequences than just, you know, sitting around and weathering of love. Because even if you get denied, at least you are going to know and you can move on to the next thing. So you are not going to waste your time. That's my point. And if you aren't denied, that's even better. Because what is at stake here, at least according to these cards, it's a wish you have, that it is very passionate of yours. And with that step, whether have a positive result or a negative result, it doesn't matter. It's going to take you a one step closer to its fulfillment. So if you are following that example, which is not going to be your case here, even if you end up being denied, that is going to open up your heart very, very soon for someone who isn't going to deny you, and you know, you're going to have your wish fulfilled, having someone to date or to be in a relationship with very, very soon. And that is the worst case scenario if you do make up the move. So very important to overcome the fear of failure and just do something about your wishes going into the week. Right. Next one, that's going to be Libra. Knight of Swords. The Chariot. And then is the Strength for Libra. Yeah, there is going to be someone who will need your help in this week. It's just they will not going to be able to handle stuff on their own. They thought they will, but that's not going to be the case. And so I think that they are going to ask for your help, because for them, what is ahead as a goal or as a target, it's pretty important. I would say one of the most important things for them. So they're willing to give a lot to get to it. And therefore, you should know your price. Because if you can do something someone needs, make sure you never do it for free, unless it is your family member or someone that it is very, very important for you. So something that you need to know about that person, whether a guy or a girl, right, whether a man or a woman here, is that they're always looking for the easy way through. Right? They're trying to be smart about it. They're trying to be genius. They're trying always to figure out a way how simultaneously things are going to work around and how it's going to be to their fullest benefit. So that isn't someone who is willing to make sacrifices. That isn't someone who, out of the goodness of their heart, is going to assess you properly and is going to give you, for example, the salary you deserve, or I don't know, the compensation you deserve, unless you demand for it, because they are going to be shortcoming here. Okay, they're going to come short. And you are filling up that shortcoming. So make sure you are compensated a very, very well. Now, when you lead conversations with them, bear in mind that the universe is going to be on your side here, because it does look like this individual is going to behave appropriately to the hole that they are finding themselves into. So if things are bad, you will know that things are bad with them, right? If things are not that bad, you're going to know that as well. So you will not going to be beguiled into trap or anything like that. So again, it's important to know your price going into the week, and just, do stuff accordingly, in a sense of how much you're going to be compensated about it. Okay, next one, that will be Scorpio. The High Priestess, Eight of Wands, the Lovers. Well, there isn't much to be said here for Scorpio. According to these cards, whatever enterprises we Scorpio enter into the week, those enterprises, although very slowly developing, are going to be the enterprises which are going to, for example, stabilize our life, for example, are going to bring money into our life, for example, are going to bring love into our life. So here the message is, do not deviate from the variants or from the options that we have consciously chosen before we go into the week. Okay, because progression is going to slow down. And there won't be any movement whatsoever. Things are going to go just as they are going up until that point. So no surprises, no positive nor negative surprises here, okay? But that should not discourage us, but instead should give us a will to consolidate the things we're working on, to consolidate our dating schedule, to consolidate, you know, our working routine, and so on and so forth. Because for what it seems, again, this is going to be the source of stability moving forward for a very long time, years to come. That is, unless we try to, you know, make shortcuts or go against ourselves. Because at least according to these cards, we either make a choice that we have to, or we either make a choice that we wanted to. Doesn't matter, okay? It is the choice we made, and it is what we are going to get if we do not deviate from it. Should we do, then we're not going to get what we are striving for, and actually we're going to be left empty-handed here big time. So any deviation, any unplanned option that it is taken throughout the week, huge impact, massive negative impact upon our current enterprises. Okay. Sagittarius next. Ace of Cups, Three of Pentacles, Ten of no, that is not 10, it's Nine of Swords. It looks like 10 in the traditional deck, that's why I said 10 of Swords, but it's the Nine of Swords. Do you know what that looks like? Say you have applied for a job and someone told you, you know, I'm gonna call you by the end of the week, and they never called, and so you completely left the hope that you're gonna work at that place. Well, that call is coming if that's your case. Okay, this is the renewal of hope here through collaborations, fruitful discussions, fruitful cooperations as well, through which you are going to develop, you're going to be supported into your development. Or you asked someone out and they told you, he or she told you, you know, I'm busy right now, I'm going to think about it and I'm going to give you a call in a couple of days maybe. And you wait a week, the call never came, so you completely abandon the hope that that person is going to call you. But that call is coming, if that's your case, in this week, with a pretty valid excuse, by the way, which the point being here, it is that wherever you have abandoned hope, you ain't going through the gates of hell as per the Dante's Inferno, okay? Because that hope is going to be renewed. You're going to get what you hope for. This is going to transcend your day-to-day routine into something you're going to be freaking love it. And it's important, again, it will have something to do with collaborations, discussions, even criticism, if you will. And it's important to take it all in. Okay, it's important to be open toward these people that had renewed your hope and that you are going to get support through development. Hell, if you are a politician and you hope that someone is going to, you know, I don't know, give a vote for your bill, but that vote never came, on a second voting, or that vote is coming. So yeah, the hope is going to be renewed. So this is what happens into your week, Sagittarius, and what you need to do is just take it in. Okay, embrace it, embrace that overflowing joy, because literally, because I'm translating the tarot cards right now, but what they are saying in literally, it is that a spot in your heart that was once emptied is gonna be filled back again. Nothing is gonna look the same when you look at through that overflowing joy. Okay. And the Nine of Swords, it is just describing the fear in vain, but also not forgetting that actually it's one of the most positive places for the card. You know, the fear in vain at the current situation, but also not taking your, how can I put it into words? Not taking it for granted, in a sense, to think of that all your life is going to be like that and there is going to be a saving grace. Sometimes luck just give up, you know, and hope dies, but not this time, not today. Okay, next, Capricorn. King of Cups, the Fool, Page of Wands, this is going to be a proposal, a second proposal actually. The first one that you did not liked, you had, how can I put it into words? Let's say deflected or denied. It may have happened a couple of weeks ago, an year ago, 10 years ago, whatever the case, but that proposal is coming back again, revised this time around, to suit your needs, to suit your criteria. And the guidance here of the cards, what you need to know, your message is that there will be, if you think carefully and objectively, you take away your ego, okay, you will see no reason to decline it whatsoever. That could be a helping hand proposal, that could be an offer for a job, right, or just ask out for a date, but there is a proposal coming here. And the person that it is, or the organization, because it could be also organization, that it is giving you that proposal doesn't give it out of pity or out of spite, okay, or just, they don't have any biases, or that person doesn't have any biases. They're giving it to you because you just fit, because you are what they need, you are what they seek, either emotionally, either professionally. And it has nothing personal in a sense of their ego, okay? It's just, you are the woman or the man for them at that given stage. Okay, next is Aquarius. Death, Eight of Swords, Nine of Wands, so life change entirely. As a general reading, I would say that that is a life change in a certain field. I don't think that it is the entire life there, but for example, a life change in career, a life change in your love life. But the thing is that Aquarius, that life change is gonna take away a lot of restrictions. Just is gonna make them disappear. And how can I put it into words? This life change will do two things. Yes, it's gonna make you start over, but in the same time, the runway is far longer in a sense of how far you can go. So what happens here is that there is going to be a replacement of one thing that is only restricting you in many ways, and it doesn't give you any growth. It for what I can see here, stifles. Okay, it gives you the illusion of choice, that you can choose, for example, how to do your job, or you can choose how to spend your time, but ultimately you come down to the same thing, all right, the same schedule every single time, replacing with a new version of life that it may be feeling more freedomless, but that is again just an illusion, because this new dawn, new era is going to take a lot of restrictions away, and is going to provide far bigger potential for growth. So ultimately what happens here, Aquarius, is that you are replacing one thing that doesn't work anymore with a thing that can work for a long way. And obviously the guidance is just don't struggle, just go forward with it. And the last star sign, that is Pisces. The Empress, Page of Pentacles, and it is Knight of Cups here. You're going to have a major choice, massive choice that you have to make going into the week. So what is advisable here according to these cards is to make a break. To take a break, rather, not to make a break, but to take a break, just to withdraw from the midst of activities, because the choice is going to be something of will you marry me, and you will have to say yes or no, okay, or the choice may be of a should you work here or work there. It's going to be a big life-changing choice that will have an impact. It will ripple through your distant future. This isn't something that you with a light hand wave around and kind of like go along with it. That is something or a decision that from it, the fruits of it, whether bitter or sweet, because they can be either way, are yours to eat. So I'm sorry, you have to make it in a most objective way possible. And so the best thing you can do is take a break from work, take a break from the relationship. Don't break it, but just take a personal break from it. Go to your parents, for example, for a couple of days, or just take a vacation for a couple of days. Because what is at stake here is how much your life is going to worth, how much that endeavor or that field of your life is going to worth, and whether or not the dreams of your heart can be fulfilled. That is what is at stake. And if you make that withdrawal, the right choice for you is going to be very clear afterwards. It's just very, very clear. What you have to do, how much you have to invest, what you're going to get from it. One last advice here, at least according to these cards, it is important to make yourself as comfortable as possible when you are taking that break from the midst of activities. If you don't take that break, it's pretty much a gamble here. And if you decide to go down that road, I hope that, you know, you're a good gambler. Because again, the stake is pretty big, at least for you. And finally, Pisces, just the message from the cards is that if it doesn't cover up the wishes of your heart and is not worth it, then you shouldn't do it. Or, in other words, if it squeaks like a duck, if it walks like a duck, if it swims like a duck, if it flies like a duck, it is a duck. You know, it's not a swan, it is a duck. And that's why you need to withdraw. So you can make an assessment, a diagnosis, what you are getting yourself involved into and what is your best course of action. And you're going to come up to the right conclusion through you making yourself comfortable outside of the midst of activities. So that's it. That was the weekly tarot message for all the 12 star signs. I hope you guys enjoyed it and you liked it. And if you did, you can subscribe for the channel if you haven't already. Leave a like, comment on the video as well if you feel so. And hopefully we're going to see each other next week. Until then, bye.